ARK21 has yesterday. Bitcoin ETF bought Bitcoin worth $82.6 million. Should we really be excited about the market right now? Today we're going to really look at the market. Naturally, today is a very, very big day for XRP. But let's really look at what's going on with XRP as we head into Thursday morning. I want to tell you guys some important news. You really want to watch this video all the way through, but as of now, Thursday morning, the general market momentum is still going strong, which is great to see. The price of XRP is up 2.5% to 2.23, and the price of Bitcoin is up 1.2% to $130 billion, with $5 billion worth of trades happening every 24 hours. But just a quick note before we go any further, nothing on this channel is meant to be taken as financial advice. As with any investment, you should always do your own study before putting money into crypto. We talked about numbers related to inflation. That was something we talked about last night. That's it, folks. Of course, I didn't make this change. Right now, I'd like to kind of put it on hold. As you can see, U.S. inflation drops to 2.8% less than expected. People thought it would go up to around 2.9, but it only went up to 2.8. So to put it another way, how does this affect crypto? When interest rates, and especially inflation, go down, buyers are more likely to want to risk their money. Actually, this is a good sign, but I know a lot of people will say, but what about the talks about the tariff war and all that? But once more, we still don't know what's going on, right? There is either a pause, then it starts, or a pause, then it starts. And I do think that there will be a time soon when things are settled between these countries compared to how things are going now. I also read not long ago that the temporary Prime Minister of Canada is going to meet with Donald Trump to get rid of these taxes for good. To say it again, that would be very bullish. We'll see what takes place. Also, people in Canada saw their rates go down. The Bank of Canada cut rates again. They keep doing it over and over again. Some were here last year and some are here this year. I'm sure that makes people in Canada very happy, of course. But no matter what, let's keep going and figure out what's going on. Shadow to smoke, you can see this for yourself. The Ripple SEC fight is over. Of course, Eleanor dropped a huge bombshell about the SEC case. She seems to be getting information from a reliable source that this case is about to end. You can check this out for yourself. I've been talking to you guys about this for a while now, but when you show me something, it makes more sense. You can check this out for yourself. The SEC changed what it was going to do. You can see that a huge number of cases have now been dropped by looking at this list. These companies offer cryptocurrencies, Uniswap, Gemini, Justin Sun, Consensus, Kraken, YouGov Labs, and DRW. A certain trend is what you're seeing. That's what I mean by all this year. Specifically just last month, most of them, and some this month as well. What does this really show you? Remember, the reorganization and clear rules we've been talking about for a very long time. It's clear that that's happening right now with this. This is easy to forget, but I don't want you to miss it. Pretty much Ripple 1 is now the oldest case for the longest time. This one is from about 5 years ago in December, if it still hasn't been solved, which I don't think will happen. It's been 5 years since this was first said. At this point, it's just crazy. I think it seems a little longer, but I could be wrong. The case may have been made public earlier. This number doesn't seem right to me. It seems like it's been even longer. If I'm wrong, please tell me, but it looks like it was before. In any case, this action has been going on for a very, very long time. It could be 2020, but it could also be 2019. It makes sense, you know? If you see all these other cases being dropped, you might think that Ripple 1 is next, which I think would be good for the price of XRP. In terms of being optimistic about the price of XRP, we'll come back to this because, of course, some big news is coming out. Vincent says this, Even the best news about XRP doesn't move the price because people don't trust it. XRP was first talked about as a strategic stockpile, and 15 XRP ETFs have since been filed. Again, a lot of these ETFs have been approved by the SEC. Following this, Eleanor tells everyone that two of her close sources have told her that the case is finally over. It's going to be common to hold RLUSD and Ripple, especially with the new Stablecoin Act. The OCC stated that banks can run validators and store digital assets. It's not that I don't trust people, because the price of XRP is holding really well, believe it or not.
Now, you may be thinking why I think the price of XRP is holding strong.
This is something I've said 1,000 times. There are a lot of assets that are going below the February 3 or WIC, and you still haven't seen major, and I'll say it again, major amounts of volatility in the crypto space over the last few weeks. Even so, you still haven't seen the price of XRP hit levels like $1.74. In other words, that proves that there is a market. That being said, I wouldn't say there is no trust. There seems to be a lot of trust. This case should end soon, and I think that would be a big deal. Smoke is right when he says that once this case is over, central banks and other financial institutions will be able to use XRP through the XRP Allegra. It's possible that they do that already. Perhaps they already do that, and we don't know about it. I've said this 1,000 times on my channel. Once this lawsuit is over, it will give financial institutions or big banks more confidence to add XRP Allegra to their infrastructure. Having said that, take a look at this. Ripple just announced it. The Dubai Financial Services Authority, DFSA, has given Ripple its legal approval. This makes us the first blockchain payment provider licensed in the IFC. This important step makes it possible for fully regulated cross-border payments in the UAE. This will make deals for $40 billion a market faster, cheaper, and more clear. Lots and lots of big stuff. We talk about new ideas. Yes, you will be talking about how the US has become a global hub for crypto in the last few months, especially since Donald Trump took office. But what Ripple has been doing is going around the world. This is going global. Do you think that blockchain will only be used in the US or North America? It's not going to stop there. As for control, I've said this many times in my updates, and it's looking very strong right now. We still need more proof before we can get too excited about altcoins, even though we did see a lot of green today. Right now, Bitcoin is in the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level. Let's look at it again live. We are actually above that range, but as you know, the CME gap has closed and inflation rates have gone down. This really going to be the opposite. It's not something I'll buy until dominance starts to fall and the price of Bitcoin hits 23.6. But as far as XRP's prices go, things are holding really well here. We're still doing really well in the 38.2 range. Let me show you the hourly time frame. Please look at this for yourself. There was nice stability for XRP, and we did make it down to $2.20. Up to $2.27 after the LR news, and you're still pretty much in that range right now. For sure, this nice upward trend is taking shape. If you look at it from November 11, you can see that XRP is up 18%. So this isn't a small move by any